working to see the facets of everything. This video is about the conflict or war in Israel and Palestine right now. I had a dream several years ago that everyone involved was passing around a gun and no one wanted to hold on to it, but everyone's hands were bloody. I did a ton of research before making this video. I studied the history of this land, on which some of the oldest human settlements have been found, 1.5 million years old. These are some of the first examples of humans using red ochre in intentional burial sites outside of Africa in the Kafsa caves. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I watched festival footage and understand how Hamas directly and brutally targeted innocent festival goers. I've studied how Gaza is essentially an open-air prison. Israel and Egypt control all borders. Israel controls the airspace. Israel controls the maritime space. Israel controls all water, gas, electricity, and all goods coming in and out of Gaza. Israel even controls the goods that come from Egypt. First, they have to go through Israel. Most people in Gaza are descendants who were displaced after the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. The average age in Gaza is 19, and 40% of the population are children. Most of the people there have only known this as their home for their entire lives. It's really important for us in the international community to look at all sides of this and see this as many groups of people who have been hurting for a long time. There is another piece that I want to touch on in this war. Every action here is being done through the lens of pain. Multiple generations of pain on either side. So we need to ask ourselves, who would take advantage of this pain? How did Hamas get these weapons? How were they able to coordinate such an attack? So I did some research. Iran is on record for funding Hamas for years. They did not coordinate this attack, but they have praised it. According to Reuters, there is a giant network of tunnels under Gaza, and they have been smuggled from other countries like Sudan and Syria and in through Egypt. Palestine has also been building its own rocket factories underground. According to an interview that aired on Russian TV on October 8th, senior Hamas official Ali Baraka said that these attacks have been being planned for years, but only enough people for one hand knew about them. What happened on October 7th to innocent Israelis is unspeakable. What has been happening to Palestinians for several generations is unimaginable. Both sides look at the other as if they are not human. We should be holding all parties responsible for any war crimes committed if they want to be recognized on an international stage. And I want to be clear that that international stage is changing before our very eyes right now. I have been hearing many Israelis say, this is our 9/11. As someone who is 18 when 9/11 happened and watched the US get dragged into a decades-long war, we need to be very, very careful with this. And who would benefit from Hamas essentially starting a war with Israel, which will in turn bring in all of the West? Is it possible that the West is being drawn into a war in the Middle East to distract them from something else happening somewhere else in the world, or a different attack on another front? These are all just theories right now, but we need to be really, really vigilant so that we can do everything we can so that we don't get dragged into a third world war. I want to close with this. Being raised a Christian, I was taught that a long time ago, an eye for an eye was the law of the land. Jesus taught forgiveness. I am something other than just pure Christian right now, but I think that that piece of forgiveness is one of Jesus's strongest messages, and peace is the only thing that lasts. Have a blessed day. Many blessings.